Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest in the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, today I have Lena Jenkins-Smith on the line, and she's executive producer and president over at Gold Strand Media, and today's interview is part of our AFM series, so that's American Film Market, which took place in Century City, California this year, which is also Los Angeles, and it was one of the most packed events I've seen for AFM in a really long time. So, Lena, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited. I've been waiting for this interview all day.
Oh, we got a lot to talk about here today, so I want to definitely get into Gold Strand Media. I also want to get into what it means to build purpose-driven media, purpose-driven storytelling, like what that means to you in a digital world, and we'll get into that and a bunch more. But to get us kicked off, Lena, I want to know about how AFM went for you. How was AFM? Did you have fun? Have you been before? Like, give me some of the backstory.
Oh, my gosh, Adam. AFM was amazing. I was so excited. Someone told me I'd never been before. This is my first year, and someone was like, you need to be in the building this year, and you guys have so much content, and it's definitely a reason for you to go and network and just have a great time. And I did. When I tell you, I had so many wonderful experiences. Yeah. I met so many amazing people, and it was just, and people were mutually excited about me. And I'm like, wow, they're like, welcome. So it was a great experience. And I definitely walked away with a lot.
Yeah, it's one of the. I was told a couple of people that I interviewed that have gone to a bunch of these. They said this is one of their favorites and best that they remember having. So
my God,
feel like,
yes,
we were. That's because we were there, though. Lena, come on.
Yes, me and you. We were the reason for the season.
Yeah, whatever.
They're
come on, my
us.
audience. We're gonna get emails on that one. Yeah, no.
That's right. It was great. Yes.
Well, let's get further into what you're up to. So, tell me about Gold Strand Media.
So Gold Strand Media is a media and production company, and we are a one-stop full-service agency. And we're known for just doing great work, putting out good content. My partner, Jonathan Williams, he's the founder and CEO of Gold Strand. We decided to collaborate our efforts and we've both been in the business over 20 years. And so it was like, wow. We want to just put this talent together and let's see what we come up with. And when I tell you the very first project that we did, we're still winning awards on years later. Wow. We've got about 14 awards on it. And it was just a beautiful masterpiece called Rad that we did. And it's really dope. And that's the type of things that we do. We like to put out good content. And I love doing stuff for the kids.
What is this concept of purpose-driven media? I know it's one of the things you're known for. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, so for us, it's like I always say, anybody can put out anything. Doesn't mean you should, So we are
That's
very...
true. I don't know. I feel
right?
like some of us... I think everybody would agree with that one. Depends on what side of that you stand. Go ahead, please.
There you go. And so for us, it's just about like quality over quantity and wholesome media. It's very important. I think that we take control of driving the narrative, especially for our youth incentives, and just being able to be responsible. Like we're responsible storytellers. And that's in this day and age, like you don't really find those often. Like we have some faith-based content, we have some mainstream content, but for me, it's like, what would my kids think about this, me putting this out? What will my grandchild think? And it's one of those for me, like you have to really think like years later, what legacy are we stamping? And that's part of the purpose-driven media. Like purpose is like, I'm a child of God. So it's like I definitely want to make sure that anything that I'm doing represents that. You do some stuff that's fun and exciting, but for the most part, it's responsibility. And that's what our purpose-driven media is. Our purpose is to tell these stories, but tell them in a way that not only makes us look good, but it makes our community look good, and it makes entertainment as a whole look good and worth investing into.
What about like how you tell stories? Like how does the concept of storytelling and being purpose-driven, how do those kind of intersect?
I believe they intersect with the concept initially. Like when you first think of the concept, it's like, you ask, what is the purpose of this? What do I want the audience to walk away with?
Yeah.
What do I want them to feel as they're watching this or intaking and ingesting this? What do they feel? And a lot of that has to do with not only your purpose, but the purpose of the media itself. Like everything has a reason for you doing it. And if I want you to walk away with an experience, I have to define that purpose first and make sure that the writing of that and the production of that and the integration of that into media is telling that purpose, driving that story towards that purpose. So I think that's kind of where they intersect. Just from concept, and for us, it's from script to screen. So it's when you're thinking about it, putting it together, allowing that creativity, but also tying it to a purpose.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know one of the things that you're known for and that you talk about is talking about like representation, and it could be specifically women in Hollywood, and where do we stand with that, and what are your ideas on the subject?
Well, yeah, so part of that, and that again being my purpose, part of my purpose is to tell the story from a standpoint as a woman, specifically a Black woman, in media and in film and television. And representation is important because there's so many different kinds of people. There's so many different genres of storytelling. Mm-hmm. And we have to make sure that we're incorporating that, whatever is near and dear to our hearts, that we include that. And for me, that is coming from the female perspective, but also addressing youth. Those two things for me go side by side because women and youth are a big part of our community. So, for that, I feel like it should be very well represented. And also just perspective-wise, we've got so many different perspectives, and there's room for everybody to tell their story. It's just how we share that information. And it's important for me I always say, yes, be represented as a Black woman, but just as a woman, period, and what that comes with. Because this is entertainment's a male-dominated industry, so a lot of times women do go underrepresented, and children as well. So for me, that's always been kind of just my charity.
Yeah. No, that's great. I think there has to be lots of different types of stories being told, so that I feel like even just the format of film, what that leads to, like long term, is understanding, right? Like different peoples and connectivity. And the more that you understand, I feel like, at least in my life, the more I've understood people, the more I over time know that we're not all that different at the end of it all. So I think it's really interesting. Mm-hmm. And
you create and build a tolerance. And that's part of a conversation I was having with a colleague the other day. It's like you have to build this for children. Like one of our shows, a series, The Learning Lighthouse, that we're starting is kind of like Sesame Street meets Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and Magic School Bus. It's an instructional, educational series, but it also promotes like inclusion, tolerance, and just people from other locations and people that, think differently and from different religions, and like how we all technically start off the same. And you have to know the differences in order to appreciate them or respect them. And that's part of one of the layers we get into in that series. And it's just important, like you said, like just appreciating the differences.
What are you working at? Speaking of, what are you working on? What can you share with us? What kind of projects you got going on that you can, let's get into it. What's going on?
Let's get into it. So we have a variety of things, thank goodness. Like we've always got tons of things we're doing, but right now we're creating some series in the vertical world, the micro dramas. That's kind of where things are headed nowadays. We're doing that. We also have the Learning Lighthouse as one of the big initiatives that we're doing because it incorporates an educational perspective, but it also incorporates kind of like a touring perspective as well. And just a resurgence of kind of taking the kids off the iPads and using their imagination. So it's kind of, it incorporates some nostalgia there. And then we also have another series that we're doing called The Sugar Hill Gang. And that one is for teens and young adults. And it's just really like navigating, it's like coming of age stories and being able to navigate that and that world and what that looks like. And of course, it's fun content, but on the underlayer, it's addressing mental health, it's addressing bullying and peer pressure and just all of the things that teens go through without always having someone to talk to. And the beauty of this is it's a real spot. So it's like where we're filming is a real hangout spot where people can come and actually watch the taping. And we're trying to reintroduce the live audience perspective of it. Yeah. So that's something that we have that is coming up. I also have a series called Lux. That's kind of that's the juicy one. That's like a Power Meets Empire type series. So we have that we're working on right now. And then we've got
you're busy, Lena.
We're busy.
I love this.
We're busy. You got to keep them busy. You got to keep busy. I have an award show too that's coming up, a production award show called the Goldie Awards. That's going to be in April. So we're preparing for that as well. And it's just a lot of things on our slate, but just so that we can consistently keep churning out content that things that people want to see, you know? Yeah. But we're definitely busy.
I love it. This is a great story. I'm happy to bring it to my audience. Lena, speaking of the audience, if somebody's listening or watching this and they want to tap in, they want to learn more about Gold Strand Media, connect, follow your journey, watch the content, I mean, how do they do that?
Yes, so first of all, you can go straight to our website. It's goldstrandmedia.com, and we're also Gold Strand Media on Instagram. On Instagram, she's the producer, and my partner is Director Jay Will. So you can tap in with either of us, and you will always keep up with what's the latest thing we have coming out or how you can be a part of something. We do a lot of casting through our social media, and we do a lot of announcements just on events that we're having. We have actors workshops and things like that. We're partnered with Actors Habitat and the Actor Empowerment Summit. So there's a lot of things. We've got a film market coming up, our tour film market in December. So just stay on our social media. We put everything there.
Oh, that's great. And for everybody listening, just so you know, we'll definitely put some links in the show notes so that you can just click on the links and head right on over and check it all out. And speaking to the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. You heard that right. Each and every single day, we're putting out new episodes, new content, new interviews, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way in your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Lena, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for coming on this show. And I look forward to watching some more of that great content you're putting out. So thank you.
Yes, please. Thank you so much, Adam. This was enjoyable. I appreciate you so much.